I've been so hesitant to talk about this topic for so many years because I know that so many people are very much against the idea of labeling yourself. But it is so important to consciously label yourself and identify who you are on a soul level because before we do this, we might find ourselves adopting the labels of things that were told to us, either directly or indirectly. We might see ourselves as someone who is too sensitive, someone who is not cut out for this world, someone who needs to be saved, needs help, and isn't confident enough to create solutions on their own, maybe isn't intelligent, right? There's so many different labels that we can adopt without even realizing it. And when we start to identify who we are on a soul level, that's where we can start to shed some of those labels. That's when we can start to shed some of those stresses and start to identify with our true origins. So basically, what we're going to be talking about today is your galactic origins, your star seed origins. And this follows the belief that all humans are made of stardust. And some of us that feel very, very not at home on this planet, some of us who have been called things like way too sensitive, or if you find yourself having a very strong sense of justice, being very, very emotional, being very concerned with being a good person. These are all symptoms of having very strong galactic origins and spending a lot of time on other planets or what we could call other dimensions. So there's a few different ways to think about our planetary system. I think of it in different ways. You can think of it in the way that NASA teaches us, like there are different planets, different celestial bodies that are kind of floating out in space, but I also enjoy thinking of it as sort of like different dimensions. You maybe have lived on one planet or one dimension, and these different planets and different dimensions are very, very different. They have different nature on these planets, different sorts of appearances, different colors. The beings look different on different planets as well, and we'll go into a little bit of like all of the different starseed races and species and things like that so that you can better identify who you are. It is very, very common that when someone feels so alien on this planet, you can go into a past life regression, you can go into any sort of soul origin meditation, which is something that I love to share and love to teach. So if you're interested in that, just book your soul clarity session down below. But you can go into any sort of these experiences and you are going to find your history. And your history is going to include maybe interdimensional, interplanetary experiences that you might not recognize through your eyes, through what you know is true today. So you might see different beings, you might see different civilizations, you might see all these sorts of different things. And what we're seeing are parts of our own soul history that we've spent in different dimensions and on different planets. Now, not all starseeds are the same. It is very, very common for someone who is a starseed to have spent time in multiple dimensions or in multiple planets. For myself, that was something that I experienced. I'm a hybrid of multiple starseed origins, and you probably are too. You might just be resonating with one starseed origin, which is completely fine as well. But if you find yourself resonating with more than one galactic origin, that is okay because we might be a hybrid of multiple experiences of multiple planets. All of these planets each have a different soul mission. So the things that you find yourself feeling extremely passionate and convicted to do here on this planet in this lifetime all stem from things that you felt extremely passionate about in the past. If you are looking for how to get in touch with your soul, you can always try to get in touch with your passion. What are the things that excite you? What are the things that naturally make you feel enthusiastic? Because those are the feelings that your soul used to feel in all of these different timelines, on all these different planets and things like that. And as we continue to value those feelings and take action based on those feelings, more of that galactic history and more of our soul mission will be revealed to us. So some of the different planets or different dimensions that you may be embodying right now in your human self, which is why you feel too sensitive and you feel too much or not enough for this world in so many different ways, could be from any of the following starseeds. And I'll explain the different starseed species as well as their missions. So comment down below which one resonates with you. If there's one, if it's two, if it's three, however many of them, comment down all of the missions that resonate with you down below, and we can keep this conversation going over there. So the first one is Pleiadian. The Pleiadians are the healers. They carry deep empathy, softness, and wisdom, and they operate from their heart space. They live this very heart-centered life. Your mission, if you are a Pleiadian, is to awaken compassion and restore emotional harmony. A big part of the Pleiadian starseed mission is creating a gray area or a spectrum. The Pleiadians came in and created the gender spectrum. They created the neurodivergent spectrum. And so what these spectrums do is they create safety and healing and acceptance for people that were otherwise cast out. Maybe as a Pleiadian, you share this sort of passion about the gender spectrum, about the neurodiversity spectrum, or about any spectrums in your industry that you personally see are valuable to this world, whatever it is. Maybe you feel passionate about that. Maybe you often see how things are not so black and white, but more of a gray area, how two things can be true at the same time. Maybe you naturally see that. And those are all signs of Pleiadian starseed origins. Another starseed origin is Sirian, which are system rebuilders. They value truth and truth telling. They are truth seekers. They love their structure. They love creating a legacy. So they're thinking about their reputation. They're thinking about how they are leaving this earth after they are gone. If you find yourself thinking about how you're contributing to future generations, this could be the starseed origin that resonates with you. Sirians are all about bringing truth, bringing integrity, and a big part of that is living in your natural integrity, even when it's difficult, building systems, as well as preserving divine order. I definitely resonate with Sirian energy when it comes to building systems and structure and having a place for absolutely everything. I think of Sirians as these like very advanced technological beings operating in spacecrafts that have more buttons than I could even imagine. And they know exactly what all of those buttons do and exactly where they go to. So if you are that type of person and you resonate with that, then you could be Sirian in some ways, and I definitely feel that way personally. I feel like a lot of my personal OCD tendencies that I was diagnosed with before I learned about spirituality and starseed origins are actually a lot of Sirian tendencies, that there's a certain order, there's a certain divine order that must be preserved that other people might not see, other people might not understand, and it becomes like a huge anxiety within you. And for me, that's probably what led for me to be diagnosed with OCD at the time, which is, again, we can talk about that more if you've been diagnosed with OCD as well, and this is something that you are learning to heal and learning to deal with, then you can comment down below and I can make some further videos for you talking more about that. Let's talk even further about other starseed origins, Arcturians. I absolutely love Arcturians. I personally work very, very closely with Arcturians, which are much more of the blue looking beings. They are kind of visionary people, and they're strategic, they're futuristic, they love solving problems with the soul. Your mission, if you are Arcturian, is to guide humanity through quantum expansion and through energetic upgrades. So let's talk a little bit about the physical symptoms before we continue to go into our other starseed types. Sirians tend to be hold on. Let me back up here. So the way that Sirians look and the way that a Sirian starseed might look might be a little bit different. Arcturians are these blue-skinned beings that are very, very tall, have very long fingers. They're very, what you would consider to be beautiful. They're so when you look at an Arcturian, you can't look away. Imagine the most beautiful celebrity, the most beautiful painting that you've ever seen in your entire life. And they're just big, beautiful eyes, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. Arcturians often do not have hair. They'll either wear a head covering or they'll be completely bald, and they have an elongated head, a larger skull than us humans have. Pleiadians look very, very human, but again are a little bit taller. When Pleiadians were on this earth, they were said to be about 9 to 15 feet tall. They were said to be blonde-haired beings, and I can always identify a Pleiadian because they have very, very fair skin. They might have blue eyes, fair skin, be very conventionally attractive, have this sort of like Nordic sort of look. But another way to identify Pleiadians is through their freckles. Sirians are also about maybe 7, 8, 9 feet tall, very, very slender beings. But instead of wearing more like fabrics, how Arcturians would wear, like an Arcturian might wear a cape that flows out behind them, whereas a Sirian would wear what we think of as more of like an astronaut outfit, like a very technological outfit that has, I've seen them in, how do I explain it? Like a military outfit almost. If you were to picture a galactic military member and the tight turtleneck zip up with a logo on one side, like that's how Sirians often dress, and then they'll wear sometimes armor on top of that. Continuing to go into other starseed beings, we have Andromedans, which are very, very interested in freedom. They do not like to be told what to do. So all of my pathological demand avoidance people, my PDA, autistic, ADHD people, that if someone tells you like, hey, you need to be here at this time, and you already know that you're not going to do it, this is possibly you. Excuse me. This is also something that I've personally experienced. I know that if I want to get myself to do something, I should tell myself the exact opposite of that. So if I'm stuck on the couch, I need to tell myself, you cannot get off the couch right now. And then of course, I'm just going to jump right off the couch. So if you notice that you have that natural rebellious spirit, then you might also be holding this Andromedan energy. Andromedan energy is very, very root chakra. It's very nature based. You feel so connected to just standing and looking at a river. The big mission of Andromedans is here to dissolve control structures and remind people of their sovereignty. So if you enjoy spending a lot of time in nature and you don't even need a book, you don't even need something, like you can just you like backpacking, like things like that, that is also a very Andromedan energy. I think of Andromedan energy as kind of like this very calm, slow Taurus energy in a way. So if any of that resonates with you, that could also be Andromedan. Lyran starseeds are creators. They hold bold, expressive energy. Think about our Leos, our lions, our Lyran as well. These are cat-like beings. They often look like a cat, and throughout Egyptian history, as well as other different histories, there are different beings in mythology that have both cat head, human body, something like that. So what we're talking about are Lyran energies. Lyran people are very connected to the sun. They're very connected to this fierce feline energy, whether or not you actually like cats. And your mission is to embody divine confidence and to awaken creative power in others. The color that Lyrans so often hold special to them is the color gold. Lyrans love light. They love gold. They love how light emits out from around you. When I think of a Lyran, I think of like this gold illuminating halo that is shining from beyond you, from behind you, and illuminating the room that is in front of you. When we think about Orion starseeds, we're thinking also about truth seekers, people who question everything. Is that you? Do you have a lot of questions? Were you as a child always asking, why? That could be a sign of an Orion starseed energy. You feel most alive when you're uncovering deep truths. So that means that you might feel very drawn to rabbit holes, to research, to scrolling online, going deep into some topic that other people in your life, in your everyday life, are not so interested in. This is Orion energy. Your mission is to guide others through mental healing and alignment with your higher mind. So there are dozens of starseed origins. I know that we've mentioned a few here, but if you start to research this, you will find that there are more and more and more and more, because there's so many different species of dimensional beings in our interdimensional universe. And there's also hybrids. So even as you, like, I love to astral travel and I love to explore different dimensions. And I've often found things that I'm like, I don't know if I've ever heard of anyone talking about this on Earth. I don't know if this is a starseed that is known to the general public right now or not. And that might be something that you encounter as you start to get in touch with your own starseed knowledge and wisdom. This is why it can be so hard to find out information about your soul origins online, because maybe you've experienced something that other people have genuinely never heard of or never experienced before. And I know that for so many of the soul clarity sessions that I've offered, that is exactly what comes up. We go into a dream, a memory, something that you probably thought of was just like a fantasy, was just not real. Maybe you pictured yourself in a crystal palace. Maybe you saw yourself as a mermaid or something. And then we can unpack that and realize how that actually is part of your soul mission that you are living out today. And how the more that we get in touch with that, the more that we get in touch with your authentic self and who you truly are and who you came here to be. All of the stress, all of the anxiety, all of the insecurity that us humans experience is our human self arguing or coming in conflict with that soul mission. So when we can align the brain, the mind, the body, the soul, when we can align all of these things together, that's where we can live a life with far less anxiety, far less heaviness, and all of those sorts of things. Now, there's also other starseeds that you may have heard of, like the Vega starseeds, the Mintanka starseeds, the Maldek starseeds, the Alpha Centauri, and so many more. There's also soul frequency waves that you could be a part of as well. You might be an indigo child. You might be a crystal or a rainbow child. I know when I was a baby, people used to come up to my parents and say, "That's an indigo child. You need to put blue on her right now." Like, my parents got me a blue blanket. They didn't understand any of this information at all, at all. But so many people told them the word indigo child that they were like, oh, we should pay attention to this probably. So maybe you've just been hearing echoes of things like that in your own life. It took me over 20 years to actually start researching, what does that mean for me? What might an indigo child do for their morning routine that someone who isn't an indigo child wouldn't do? Right? Instead of trying to do what I think is right or what is trendy in society or things like that, if we can study our soul origins and live in alignment with our soul, then we can truly find the habits, the rituals, and the routines that can help us feel like our absolute best self. All of these different energetic frequencies, being an indigo child, a crystal child, a rainbow child, these are not specific to one star system in particular, but they describe the energy that your soul carries into this lifetime. So indigo children are revolutionaries. They are fierce, they're intuitive, and they're all about truth and truth seeking. Crystal children are very, very empathic. They're very gentle. They're very psychic people. They are telepathic just right out the get-go and things like that. And rainbow children are joyful, high vibrational souls that are here to anchor in the 5D Earth energy. So you might resonate with one of those energetic frequencies in addition to your starseed origins, and that is absolutely beautiful. You can You can be a Pleiadian and an indigo at the same time. You can be a Sirian and a rainbow because your soul is multidimensional. And even though you might have a shared mission with other Pleiadians or other groups of people on this planet, ultimately your mission is very, very unique. So I want to talk about a really unique experience that I've had ever since I personally discovered my own starseed origins. I can now go to an event and literally scan a crowd and see exactly who are my soul siblings from other dimensions and other planets. I can lock eyes with these people, and this has happened hundreds and hundreds of times in my life. Locking eyes with a complete stranger, and we go, oh my gosh, we remember each other. And we know each other's names. They know me by name. A complete stranger that knows we know each other by name. Like, if you don't understand or realize how real galactic origins and starseed origins are, it's absolutely mind-blowing. The amount of people that I've connected with that we immediately become best friends. Like, making friends used to be something that was so hard for me in the past when I identified with those labels of being too sensitive, too much, all of those really harmful, heavy labels that were given to us without us even realizing. Once I could identify as a starseed and identify who I was on a soul level, that's where I could identify other people that have that same shared mission. And of course, being friends with someone who has the same shared mission, who sees the world in the same way, who has the same struggles as you, it becomes so natural. And these are how I've been able to create super close, like best friend connections with people that are complete strangers hundreds and hundreds of times. And this might happen for you too, or maybe it has happened before. You meet someone and you just feel this soul resonance. You just know that you guys were soul family in a past life, that you share some sort of similar mission, that you've shared similar experiences before, even though you're complete strangers in this lifetime. These are your soul memories that are waking up in your body. And when you feel out of place on this earth, when you feel alone, when you're struggling to make friends, when you don't know how to connect with people, when you experience any of those things, it's not disconnection, it is initiation. It is your true soul identity reaching out little ropes to you and saying, please, can you remember me? There is so much more to you than the labels that other people have been giving to you. There's so much more to you than whether or not you choose to wear white or black today. Like, there's so much more to you than the 3D world that you may have around you. Being a starseed is not about being completely ungrounded from this world. It is the complete opposite. We have this information, we go into the ethers to gain this higher level wisdom so that we can bring it back onto this planet. The more we can identify who we are when we're happy, the more happiness we create here on this planet. This is not about escaping your life. This is about bringing more of you into your life. It's about anchoring the light of your soul, and remembering that you are here for a reason. You're not meant to be on another planet, another dimension. Like, yes, all of this stuff is so fun, but this is your home planet now. This is where your soul designed to be. This is where it begged and asked, like, please, 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 can you bring me to Earth so that I can remember all of these old things and bring this energy to this Earth. Every single time that you choose to watch a video like this, to take a bath, to write yourself a poem, to think about mermaids, whatever freedom you give yourself, you are actively making it easier for others to remember their purpose, and you're reclaiming your own by just giving yourself that freedom. So I would like to know, out of all of the different energetic frequencies, blueprints, starseed origins, and things like that we've discussed here in this video, which are the ones that resonate most with you? And which are the labels, or what is your star origin if you know it, or your multiple star origins if you know them? Drop them in the comments below and we can continue this discussion even more over there. Also, you can always comment about topics or videos that you want to see on my channel, because I love making videos that I know are going to support you in your soul exploration, in identifying who you truly are as your most powerful, beautiful self. So always feel free to comment down below any ideas that you have, blockages that you're experiencing, videos that you want to see from me, and the starseed origins that you are resonating with most for today. I will see you guys in our next video. If you're craving even deeper clarity and you want to know for sure what is your starseed origin, why do you have the blockages that you have, what is your soul mission here, and why are you experiencing the struggles that you're experiencing, I strongly encourage you to schedule a one-on-one soul clarity session with me. These are 60-minute virtual Zoom sessions where I can guide you through practices to help you connect with your higher self, your inner child, your starseed origins, your galactic blueprint, and all of these different aspects of who you are. The reason these sessions are so powerful and I'm so passionate about sharing them is because I have seen people walk into the session feeling a heaviness, feeling just like an overall heaviness every time you go to work, every time you go to take care of your kids, just this overall thing that is weighing on you at all times. And within just 60 minutes together, they walk out of that session feeling more positive, more passionate, and enthusiastic about their life than they ever could imagine before. So I love witnessing this transformation. I love how simple and instantaneous it can truly be, that by literally just connecting with who we truly are, we let go of so much that is in our way. If this is resonating with you, check out the description box down below. Schedule your one-on-one session as soon as possible because they do fill up fast. And I will see you there, and I'll see you guys in our next video.